So many people couldn't open the car door. We tried everything, and no matter how we twisted it, it wouldn't open. We had to break the window. Otherwise, how could we just let someone die inside? On October 7th, a video was posted online showing what happened on October 1st. A woman and her family were driving a Li Auto electric vehicle to Sichuan for a trip to a temple. That evening, while watching the sunset at the mountain, they were suddenly hit by strong winds, rain, and even hail. The couple rushed to get their child into the car to take shelter, but they couldn't unlock the door. The driver explained that they tried to use the mobile app to unlock the car, but there was no signal. Without a mechanical key, they couldn't get in. They contacted Li Auto customer service and tried the emergency hotline, but their requests for help were denied. She complained, "There was nowhere to take cover from the rain. I had to stay in one spot or else I'd lose signal. I was getting drenched in the hail, trying to open the car, but nothing worked. We were at an altitude of over 4,000 meters, with hail coming down, and it was getting dark. I was soaked. I called Li Auto again for rescue, but they refused, saying that unlocking the door wasn't covered." With no other option, the couple had to smash the car window to save themselves. Let's now look at another man who had a similar experience.
This is unbelievable. I couldn't even unlock the door with a mechanical key on my Li Auto. I tried using pliers, turned it left and right, but nothing worked. The car is still sitting on the tow truck because we can't get it open. It's out of power, completely dead. No electricity, no fuel, and the mechanical key won't unlock. Charging it doesn't work either. This is just crazy. Even the mechanical key won't unlock it. In Li Auto's after-sales service, I don't even know what to say. They just didn't show up. Then I called for their so-called official rescue service, but all they could offer was refueling or charging, neither of which could help in the situation. I had to find an outside service to come charge it, but the car's battery was at 0, and the small backup battery was dead too. So now the car's been secured, and there's nothing I could do except call for a crane to lift it. Imagine a car worth more than 400,000 yuan with no proper service. And that anti-theft feature? Well, it doesn't just stop thieves, it stops the car owner too. I couldn't even drive my own car.
How smart are Chinese electric vehicles? Let's take a closer look. This car from IM Motors is a collaboration between SAIC Group, Zhangjiang High Tech, and Alibaba Group. According to some netizens, it's the kind of car that, for every one produced, a child might become an orphan. A female driver had the car's smart driving mode fully activated, but still ended up in an accident when turning, causing serious scrapes with the guardrail. The video shows that the weather was clear, and the visibility was good when the smart assisted driving was turned on. As the car approached an intersection, it suddenly accelerated. The driver, despite being a little scared, trusted the smart driving system and didn't intervene. The car reduced speed successfully around the first turn and again for the second. Then, a voice prompt warned that the next one was a hairpin turn, and by this time, the driver seemed to trust the system completely. However, as the car entered the turn, it suddenly accelerated and didn't steer. The rear of the car hit the guardrail, followed by a severe scrape along the side. By the time the driver took control, it was too late. Despite frantically turning the wheel, the car shook violently. Thankfully, the car finally came to a stop. The driver later uploaded the video online to expose the incident. IM Motors responded, claiming it was only lane-keeping assistance, not navigate on autopilot smart driving. But many questions remain. Why didn't the automatic braking kick in? Some sarcastically remarked that IM Motors is certainly ahead of the curve, not only in causing accidents, but also in how they shift the blame. Others questioned why the company uses complicated English names like Pilot ACC-NOA instead of Chinese. How is anyone supposed to understand that? Some people believe the problem lies with the car's chips, as many of these so-called advanced smart driving systems still rely heavily on foreign-made chips. Xiaomi also had its share of accidents lately, with most attention on the missing automatic braking, AEB. In one video, the car was traveling at around 114 kilometers per hour with smart-assisted driving. Even though the car in front had clearly braked, Xiaomi's car didn't slow down and continued at high speed. By the time the driver hit the brakes, it was too late and they rear-ended the car ahead. If it had been manual driving, in such good visibility, a human driver would have braked the second they saw the brake lights of the car ahead. Instead, the driver trusted Xiaomi's claims that the car would stop safely even at 135 kilometers per hour. Clearly, the driver was betting their life on an unreliable AEB system. If the car behind had failed to brake in time, the driver might not have survived. After the accident, likely out of embarrassment, the driver tried to cover up his license plate. Hopefully, next time they'll brake manually. It seems like they were offering their own safety as a test subject for Xiaomi's SUV. There are many people like this in China, who, out of brand loyalty, risk their lives testing immature smart driving systems. Is China's electric vehicle anti-theft system really that strong? If you believe in it, you might just end up unlucky.
Xiao AI.
I'm here.
Open the front truck.
The front trunk is now open. Please close it manually. My car windows are all shut, completely closed, and someone outside just asked to open the front truck. Then, just like that, the trunk opened, and whatever you had in there could be stolen. Aside from the deadly risks posed by smart driving and the car's ability to choose when to open or close the doors, the auto parking feature of Chinese electric cars has also given netizens something to laugh about. On September 10th, a surveillance video from outside a shop went viral. It shows a young man dressed in black jeans parking his Li Auto L9 hybrid SUV near the roadside. He got out of the car and casually walked into a shop, leaving the car's auto parking system to finish the job. After the driver left, the car tried banking into the parking space 4 or 5 times, but never quite made it. After several attempts, the car suddenly left the parking spot and drove into the middle of the road, where it began adjusting its position. Luckily, other cars on the road stopped or swerved in time, preventing a collision. The car owner quickly noticed the situation from inside the shop, ran out, and drove the car away. The exact location of the incident is unknown, but the license plate suggested that it's from Anhui province. Once the video was posted online, netizens flooded the comments with jokes. A car with dreams. As expected, very smart. The car has its own ideas. Li Auto can't back in? Forget it. I'll go practice at driving school. Such a tough parking spot. I quit. China's car software is far behind Tesla. They're just playing with consumers' lives. Moreover, due to poor battery quality, the range of domestic electric vehicles is quite low, and there's a severe shortage of charging stations. This has led to what many are calling charging tug-of-war competitions in several places. At electric vehicle charging stations, it's become common to see owners fighting over charging cables. Some gasoline car owners even admit they find it entertaining, saying, "Every time I see this happening, I slow down just to watch the show." Others have joked, "Maybe I'm not fit to drive an electric car. My skin isn't thick enough for that." Watching these intense battles, it's no wonder why charging cables are made so thick. With all those strong men pulling on them every day, a weaker cable would have snapped by now. Some suggest holding auctions for the cables, with the highest bidder winning. This street protest involving a BYD car is really something to laugh at. The car owner pasted screenshots of their complaints from a WeChat conversation onto the back of their car, along with a note saying that the replacement battery they received had only 72% of the original battery's capacity. They added, "BYD is trash. Anyone who buys it will regret it." China's smart systems aren't just being mocked in the auto industry. They've also earned quite a reputation in less tech-intensive aspects of daily life. Recently, a woman from Anhui shared a video saying that her smart lock mysteriously opened by itself at 3 a.m. while her whole family was asleep. Many netizens commented that they had experienced similar situations. Not only that, but she said her smart speaker randomly played music in the middle of the night, and her smart toilet flushed by itself, startling everyone in the house. On October 7th, another woman from Anhui posted a video on social media. She explained that when she woke up in the morning, she found her front door wide open. Initially, she thought her child had opened the door and forgotten to close it, but after reviewing the security footage, she saw that the locked door had mysteriously opened at 3:30 in the morning, triggering the hallway lights. She emphasized that she had a smart lock installed and was sure she had locked the door before going to bed. She couldn't figure out why it had unlocked on its own at that hour. Living on the lower floor, she said any criminal could easily walk up a few steps and see the open door. Just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. After the video circulated on social media, many netizens chimed in with similar stories. One user said, "We installed a smart lock that opens with a phone app. It would sometimes randomly open at night and even during the day. It started as a rare occurrence, but then it happened multiple times a day. It scared me to death. Another netizen from Jiangsu commented, "I told my husband about this happening with our lock, but he didn't believe me until we installed a doorbell camera. One day the door opened on its own and the dog ran out. Only then did he believe me. It was the fingerprint lock installed by the real estate developer." A user from Beijing also shared, "My door has opened by itself twice already. Once I got up at night to use the bathroom and the door was wide open." It's not just smart locks causing issues. Several users also mentioned their smart speakers randomly playing music in the middle of the night and their smart toilets flushing on their own. China's artificial intelligence in everyday applications and services has proven to be unreliable, to the point of seeming downright foolish. However, there's one area where the CCP's investments in AI technology is undeniably cutting edge: the massive surveillance network known as the Skynet system. The CCP conducts large-scale surveillance in mainland China, including internet censorship and widespread camera monitoring, leveraging technologies such as AI, facial recognition, fingerprint and voice print identification, iris scanning, big data analysis, and even DNA testing. This system is closely linked to China's social credit system. Many domestic tech companies such as Hikvision, SenseTime, Huawei, and ZTE are also involved in this extensive surveillance operation. As of 2019, it was estimated that China's Skynet system had about 200 million public surveillance cameras installed nationwide, 4 times the number of that in the United States. 8 Chinese cities were ranked among the top 10 most surveilled cities in the world, with Chongqing, Shenzhen, and Shanghai taking the top 3 spots. By 2022, the number of surveillance cameras in China was expected to reach 2.76 billion. Regarding the use of high-tech methods to monitor its citizens, the Montreal Institute for Genocide and Human Rights Studies in Canada released a publication that reveals the CCP's development of a 4-part system to strengthen its authoritarian control. Step 1. Establishing a national database. By using advanced technology, China has linked citizens' identification documents, facial recognition data, fingerprints, and personal travel histories into a comprehensive database for new political control mechanisms. 2. Enhanced behavioral surveillance. Chinese tech companies have been tasked with tracking mobile phones, decrypting private messages, and monitoring online purchasing behaviors to increase control. 3. Building surveillance networks. Companies like China Electronics Technology Group have been authorized to build massive CCTV networks with AI-powered real-time analysis software, creating a surveillance system unbound by legal system or digital privacy protections. 4. Incorporating Western technology. Western tech companies have been drawn into these surveillance efforts, both providing technology and maintaining financial relationships with Chinese firms involved in these activities. The CCP has gone to great lengths to achieve 24/7, all-encompassing surveillance of its population, embedding monitoring systems in nearly all domestically produced electronics, including cars, phones, computers, televisions, access control systems, speakers, and more. Companies like Huawei and ZTE, which have military backgrounds, produce goods with one key function: surveillance. China has also exported its surveillance products and expertise globally, sharing this technology and know-how with authoritarian regimes around the world. A professor of government at Claremont McKenna College, Minxing Pei, presented his new book, The Sentinel State, at an event at the University of California, San Diego. He discussed how China's surveillance system operates. While China's advanced video surveillance network is powered by big data and AI, Pei argued that its true strength lies in its complex organizational structure and the vast number of personnel involved in monitoring. Pei estimated that the CCP now employs between 10 and 15 million people as informants or in other surveillance-related roles. Recent recruitment efforts for community workers are likely to further bolster the government's capability to maintain social stability. When it comes to consumer products and services, China's artificial intelligence often appears incompetent and unintelligent. However, in the realm of public surveillance, the CCP's investment has reached extreme levels, reflecting the deep-seated fear within this authoritarian regime. The CCP's attempts to legitimize its rule through increased surveillance and stability measures is unsustainable. As the economy worsens and the government finds itself unable to fund this vast repressive apparatus, cracks in the system may begin to appear.